So this is the self-development with tactics. Book. So, today we are once again going through a quiz. A quiz about general knowledge. And they say actually the average score is 71%. I know. In the last quiz that I've taken, I've been just below average. Unfortunately, but who knows what this one's gonna be like. They say it's hard, and I've also just been searching for a difficult one because I don't know, like being what's the capital of Germany, and then you get 4 answers. Nah, this is a little bit like a fucked up shit. Therefore, I thought, let's just take this one, and then I've taken this one, and we're gonna see after the intro. Actually, as always, because this is what we do and this is how we make things, And yeah, with that being said, by the way, hello and welcome back to the next episode of the Self-Development with Tactics podcast. And I'm actually really looking forward to this because going through those quizzes is actually pretty fun. And I think it's also not that of a bad thing, I mean, I also thought about just playing some horror fucking games, just because I would have liked to just be scared, kind of, and really fuck. Even though, like, I'm pretty much like, okay, if I just watch a horror movie, I'm fucked. I'm not able to sleep then. For this, I'm not really looking forward to, but I know if I'm just recording it, it's something different. It is something completely different if I'm recording it. Then it could also be fun. Maybe I'm doing this if I'm just having some time today. I could do that. I think I'm gonna do this, even though, like, I do just have to see if this is also working just technology-wise, because my computer is not the strongest one when it comes to games and playing games, and especially also recording them then again and as well, which is pretty resource-heavy. Let's see. From the options below, pick the nickname of the flag of the United States of America. The first one is Old Glory, then Golden Arrow, which I by the way wonder, because Tricolore is, as far as I know, either France or it's Italy. I don't know. And then we're having Blue Sky, White Sun, and All Field Red. Even though it sounds a little bit like communism, I go for this one. It's Old Glory. I also thought about that, and I've already fucked it up. Most people know the flag of the United States as the Stars and Stripes, yes? It is also referred to as Old Glory or the Star Spangled Banner. The 50 stars represent the country's 50 states, yes? Indeed. I do wonder what happens if there is just, if one goes extinct or some shit. Oh yeah. Former US President Barack Obama was born in which state? It's Hawaii. Yes. Was indeed born in Hawaii, the only president to be born outside of the continental United States. He was born on August the 4th, 1961, which actually makes him quite as old as my, how do you say it? The teacher that worked with me on my diploma. We have some mentors, I would say, and he was born in 1962 as far as I remember. This can just show you what you can do in just your lifetime without being a fuckery right now, We all just have different goals and different ways to approach things and different possibilities as well, of course. But yeah, at the Kapiolani Medical Center in Honolulu. Isn't The Rock also born in Hawaii? Or Hawaii? However, released in 1964, which song begins with the line, "Hello darkness, my old friend"? I unfortunately don't know the fucking title. Either This Hard Day's Night, even though this sounds fucked up, so I'm not gonna. Then Jailhouse Rock, which is by Elvis Presley, California Dreamin', which I guess is not the case, and The Sound of Silence. I would go for The Sound of Silence, and it is right, motherfucker. I'm so fucking good at these fucking games. Besides the fact that I've just gotten the first one wrong. But, I don't give a shit. I'm not What an absolute classic. To this day, The Sound of Silence is still stable on the radio stations around the world. Is it? I don't know. Released on Simon and Garfunkel's first album in 1964, it was a commercial failure. A 1965 remix, however, which added drums and more instruments, proved popular so much that it went to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Pretty cool thing. Which sporting event from the options below is held every 4 years? French Open, the US Masters, Six Nations, Summer Olympic Games. Isn't the French Open every year? Six Nations, I don't know it, and the US Masters. I would actually go for the Summer Olympic Games. Or is it like the Olympic Games are... I'm going for the Olympic Games. And it is right. I'm just extraordinarily good, am I? It's actually a little bit long. I hope that I would actually like to go through the whole one today, but it is a little bit of a long thing, you know, because I would like to just see if I was good enough. The first Olympic Summer Games were held in 1896. Fuck. Perhaps the highlight of the games is the men's 100-meter sprint or meter sprint event, a race dominated by Usain Bolt in 2008, 12 and 16. He also won gold in the 200 meters in those years as well. Yes, he is a pretty fucking good guy when it comes to running. I don't know what's... I mean, he also just tried out, I think, playing soccer, isn't it the case? Because he was, I think, playing for Borussia Dortmund in Dortmund, where Marco Reus plays and... Mats Hummels played, if you're just familiar with soccer. I don't like football. I don't like saying football because football is football and soccer is soccer. And I do not want to mix them up. Like, for me, it just doesn't make any sense to just, yes, mix them. to mix them up. But if you do, it's fine away as well. Yes, English. Who wrote The Jungle Book? Arnold Bennett, Edith Wharton, Rudyard Kipling, or Jack London? Fuck, man. I would actually go for Edith. I go for Edith. Fuck. It's actually the one person I wouldn't just take. The next time I'm actually going for the person that just sounds like no name is. Like I have never heard of Rudyard Kipling. Well, The Jungle Book, which introduces us to Mowgli. I didn't know that he's written in that way. That's Mowgli. Or Mowgli, was written by journalist and novelist Rudyard Kipling in 1894. The book is actually a collection of stories. Of course, Hollywood has made many film versions of this classic, yes. I think 2, isn't it? I mean, we're having the old one, which is the cartoon thing, and then we're having like the new one, which is like animated and shit. I don't know. I don't know. In Christianity, who was the religious leader who proclaimed the coming of Jesus Christ and later baptized him? King Herod, Pontius Pilate. Oh, funny. In German it's Pontius Pilatus. And there is Pontius Pilate. John the Baptist, which is I think yes, or Elijah. Isn't it John the Baptist? But I mean Pontius Pilatus. I don't think so. Or is it? I don't know this stuff. I go for John the Baptist, and it is right. Fuckers. Is mentioned in many religious texts, including the Bible. Jesus' mother, Mary, and John's mother, Elizabeth, were related, with the Bible mentioning the word cousins, although at that time the word was used to refer to a relative and didn't necessarily mean cousin as we know it. John was later beheaded under the instruction of King Herod. Is beheaded like just headed, like just chop off your head and then splash, splash, splish, splash, and all the blood is just going somewhere? By the way, like is this actually efficient as I'm thinking about it? I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, kind of, you know, because you only need, yeah, well, you actually need one person that just does it. Yeah, so I think hanging therefore it's actually kind of ridiculous to talk about that, to be honest. But I think hanging therefore is like better. Like none of these things is, I think, kind of good. Because, you know, it's always, I think there's always going to be a discussion about that, and people being like, well, you know, if you just put people in jail for just 800 years, it's going to be way more of a struggle for them than if you just let them kill or be killed. Yeah. True or false? President Ronald Reagan was a famous Hollywood cowboy before becoming a politician. Yes, I actually know that because who was it as well? You know, because it was actually quite of an interesting thing that this was actually the case, that he went from Hollywood to being just a president. Maybe it's actually because Will Smith also said that if he wanted to do that, then he could also do that, to be the president. I wonder. Or is it someone else that tried to do that? And I thought like, well, you're a fucking Hollywood actor. Why the fuck would you actually be a fucking president? And it's just worlds of differences, you know? But just, in fact, Reagan also did that. So I will shut up. True or false? German automaker Mercedes-Benz formed in 1926 as a result of a merger. Either it's true or falso. I do wonder why it is falso. I mean, the O is just there and the E is there, but I think it is actually from 1926, but I don't know if it is a merger. Because I don't think so. I would say false. Fuck. One of the most famous car brands in the world came about as a result of a merger in 1926. The rest of States is history, as today Mercedes-Benz produces some of the best cars in the world. Yeah, and also I would say one of the most beautiful ones. Like that design is really good. Like really good. They look so good, the cars. They really look so good. According to the proverb, which of these is mightier than the sword? Club, tank, machine gun, or pen? What the fuck? Like how should I know? Club, machine gun, tank, or pen? Let's go. And I've always clap. 10. Let's go for the pen. Pen. It's the pen, motherfucker. Why the fuck do you... Never mind. Never mind. Oh, never mind. Everything was good. The pen is mined yet in the sword, or so the proverb tells us. You would have to write a very convincing letter to a sword-wielding assailant to convince them, however. This phrase was first heard in the play Richelieu, or The Conspiracy, written by Edward Bulwer Lytton in 1839. The more we know. The more we know. 11 years after World War II, and with relations between the West and communist countries at an all-time low, which politician famously said, "We will bury you," to a group of Western diplomats? Either we're having Nikita Khrushchev, Erich Honecker, or something, Vladimir Lenin, or Kim Il-sung. 11 years after World War II, and with relations between the West and communist countries at all-time low, which politician famously said, "We will bury you," to a group of Western diplomats? Vladimir Lenin, Kim Il-sung. I would actually go for Russia rather than just Asian countries. Khrushchev. I would go for Nikita Khrushchev, and it is right. I'm so fucking good, like it's insane, motherfucker. Nikita Khrushchev, leader of the USSR, famously said these words on November the 18th, 1956, to a room full of Western diplomats, who then left the room. At that point, the Cold War got a little frostier. Well done, motherfucker. Which is the only country in the world where the giant panda is found? Mongolia, China, Japan, or Taiwan? I would rather go for Mongolia or Taiwan, even though I would go for I'm gonna go for Taiwan. Fuck, it's China. Pandas are only found in China. They're close to 2,000 in the wild, with numbers increasing from just 1,000 or so in the 1970s. Did you know that they live on a diet of bamboo? Yes, I knew, which is an insane thing, by the way. I know that they are able to just sustain themselves through bamboo. But I don't know, like they must eat quite a lot of that shit, just being able to kind of exist, I would say. But how many elements feature on the periodic table? 118, 32, 199. It's not 13. It's not 32, I guess. I think it's a 118. Yes, motherfucker. Not gonna read the explanation. In 1956, which American icon appeared on TV in an event that was watched by 82.6% of the households in the country? What the fuck? 82% is like insane. Icon appear. I think it's either Elvis Presley or Marilyn Monroe. Probably based on the fact that I don't know the other one, so I would go for Presley. And yes, it's Presley, which is insane. Yes, Elvis' TV appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show was watched by practically every American household at the time. It made him a national star and soon to be international star. Amazing. Can you name the man behind the amazing Playboy? Hugh Hefner. Yes, was first published on by Hugh Hefner, whatever, in December 1943. The first edition sold 50,000 copies. What the fuck? One of the biggest man magazines in the world. Did you know a Braille edition has been published since? Braille. What does Braille mean? Is this neuter or some shit? A form of written language for blind people. There was. Interesting. What gives blood cells their red coloring? Platelets. What gives blood cells their hemoglobin, carbon dioxide, factor 8. I think it's hemoglobin, isn't it? Yes, it is. Which is effectively the level of blood. Is the reason blood is colored red. This comes from the reaction between the oxygen and iron in the blood, and is why someone with a lighter red blood color has a low iron count. Does it also kind of is this all the reason why just having too low iron in your blood is a bad thing? Just in general having too low of an iron content in your body? Could be. I don't know. Not something that I know. In the 1950s, which of these was invented much to the delight of school children and even secretaries around the world? Packet lunches, sellotape, liquid paper, or refillable pens? Maybe it's actually been the refillable pens, sellotape, packet lunches, liquid paper. I would go for the pen, because I don't know the other shit. It's actually the liquid paper. Was invented in 1956. The inventor was a secretary named Bet Nesmith Graham, and it was originally called Mistake Out. Is liquid paper? In Germany, at least we are in Austria saying it. We call it Tippex. just because the brand is called Tipex. And it's the same thing as, just give me a, well, I think cola is right, but Coca-Cola is like, there must be something as well in English, where you're just saying like, please give me this and that, even though it's just the brand's name and not really like the product is called, as well as with Dixo in German as well, even though it's like just tape, but the brand is Dixo. So you could also say Klebestreifen or Klebeband or some shit, but some people say Dixo, for example me and myself and I, but yeah, liquid paper, you know, the more I know, the more I know. Name the canal that connects the Mediterranean with Indian Ocean via the Red Sea. Panama Canal, Suez Canal, Kiel Canal. I would go for Panama, even though it must be wrong. Yes, it is wrong. The Suez Canal opened in 1872 and is one of the oldest canals in the world. In 1956 it was nationalized by Egyptian President Gamal Abdel Nasser, which led to a major international crisis as the intended to toll ship using it. This led to England, France and Israel invading parts of Egypt to secure the canal. It also led to the first UN peacekeeping force to be deployed once in the hostiles ceased. Yeah, interesting. Question of today. Yeah, it's loading. Motherfucker. You tiny motherfucker. The question of today. What's the question of today? I don't know. I just wish that you're happy. Let's put it like that. I really wish that you're happy and healthy and that your family is also fine and that everything is fine. Why I'm actually having like a spoon there? I don't know. Like I'm normally in school having them to eat things, whether it is lentils out of a can, even though the lentils out of the can, they're pretty shit concerning the nutritional facts it is having, because like there's not a lot of protein in them. And therefore also just in general, nothing is really a lot. But I think the water content, it's just some food, but it's not really having a lot of nutrients. Let alone I think just vitamins and some shit and minerals. But yeah, it's still healthier than just some other shit. What I want to say is that I really hope that you're healthy and happy and that everything is fine. Like I really, really hope from the bottom of my heart that you're doing good and that everything is good and that there's nothing to worry about for you and your family and stuff. So yeah, I really hope. I really indeed hope. And yeah, with that being said, I wish you the best health, happiness, and also success, and also hope that you're going to rise and you're going to be remembered. Basically means your legacy basically means just being a nice person and then being remembered as a nice person as well. But yeah, with that being said, 3 other questions that I'm having for you are: why are you here? What are you trying to change? And what is bothering you the most? These 3 questions are pretty important, I think, and necessary and good and interesting. And I hope you're asking themselves to you or yourself, because they can show you your purpose and maybe even a business idea, which is a pretty cool thing, I would say. So yeah, I hope you're going to see you the next time, and really thank you for the time, attention, and fun. I know, because yeah, it's a lot of fun actually going through these these quiz questions. It's actually really a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that, even though I always just have to think like, is this actually kind of valuable to anybody? But I don't know. I just don't know. But yeah, now the question of the day. But we already had it. So bye bye and thank you. Bye bye and thank you.